The untamed wilderness, a place of breathtaking beauty, raw power, and the utterly unpredictable. You spend hours tracking the perfect shot, the right light, the perfect angle, silence, stillness. And then nature decides it wants a close-up. These are the wild moments photographers never expected, and they'll never forget. The Masai Mara, a vast sun-drenched savanna teeming with life. It is here in the heart of Africa that we find the majestic lion. Often photographed, always revered, the lion holds a place of undeniable power in this ecosystem. But today we witness a different kind of power, the power of curiosity. The photographer, a seasoned veteran of the African bush, has been tracking this pride for hours. He maintains a respectful distance, aware of the delicate balance between observer and observed. But the wind shifts, carrying his scent towards the lions. One lioness, younger than the others, lifts her head. Her eyes, sharp and intelligent, lock onto the photographer's position. The lioness rises, her movements fluid and silent. She begins to walk, not toward the photographer, but as if on a direct path to something just behind him. The photographer dares not move, his heart pounding in his chest. From the photographer's point of view, we see the lioness approach. She walks past the camera so close that the screen is filled with her tawny fur. We hear her breathing, deep and steady. She pauses, her massive head just inches from the camera lens. The lioness sniffs the camera lens, her warm breath fogging the glass. Hold the shot for a beat. Cut to an interview with the photographer, who is now laughing, clearly shaken but exhilarated. Photographer, she looked right at me and I froze. I didn't breathe. I didn't blink. I just took the shot. The lioness, seemingly bored with her inspection, turns and saunters back to her pride. The photographer lets out a shaky breath, his body relaxing for the first time in what feels like an eternity, a close call perhaps. But a reminder that in the wild, it is the animals who dictate the terms of engagement. And sometimes curiosity can be just as powerful as any predator's instinct. From the savannas of Africa, we journey north to the rugged wilderness of North America. Here, amidst towering forests and sparkling lakes, lives an animal known for its strength and intelligence, the black bear. While encounters with humans are not uncommon, this next story takes an unexpected turn. Our photographer, an experienced outdoorsman, believed he had taken all the necessary precautions. His car, containing valuable camera equipment, was locked and seemingly secure. But he underestimated the ingenuity of a hungry bear. The bear, driven by its powerful sense of smell, detected the remnants of a picnic lunch inside the car. Unfazed by the metal and glass barrier, the bear began to test the car's defenses. The bear, with surprising dexterity, reaches for the car door handle with its paw. We see a close-up of the handle depressing. With a click, the door swings open. The photographer, alerted by the sound of his car door opening, watched in disbelief from a safe distance. The bear, seemingly pleased with its accomplishment, climbed into the front seat. For several tense minutes, the bear explored the car's interior. It sniffed at the camera equipment, nudged at backpacks, but ultimately it seemed more curious than destructive. The bear, having satisfied its curiosity, climbed back out of the car and ambled away into the forest. Cut to an interview with the photographer, who is shaking his head in amusement. Photographer, all my gear was inside. He sniffed everything, then just left. Honestly, his nose knows good equipment. The photographer, relieved and somewhat amused, inspects his car for damage. He finds nothing amiss, save for a few muddy paw prints. He throws his head back and laughs. A reminder, perhaps, that even in our best efforts to control our environment, nature has a way of reminding us who's really in charge. And sometimes a good laugh is the best response to the unexpected. Chapter 3. Our next adventure takes us to the lush, tropical island of Bali, home to a mischievous and intelligent primate, the macaque monkey. Known for their playful antics and their tendency to relieve tourists of their belongings, these monkeys are a constant source of amusement and frustration. But for one photographer, a chance encounter with a macaque would lead to an unforgettable photographic collaboration. The photographer, hoping to capture the monkey's natural behavior, had set up his camera and stepped back for a moment, assuming his equipment was safe. Little did he know he was being observed by a particularly curious member of the troupe. The monkey, with the agility of an acrobat, climbed onto the tripod. It examined the camera with its long, nimble fingers, seemingly fascinated by the strange, shiny object. The monkey, with surprising dexterity, begins to play with the camera. It presses buttons, spins dials, and even peers through the viewfinder, its face contorting in concentration. The photographer, alerted by the sounds of clicking and beeping, turns to see the monkey at work. The photographer, initially shocked, couldn't help but laugh at the sight before him. The monkey, completely engrossed in its photographic exploration, seemed oblivious to the human's amusement. The monkey, in a moment of serendipitous brilliance, aims the camera at its own face and presses the shutter button. The screen flashes, capturing the monkey's self-portrait. We are then shown the actual photo taken by the monkey. A perfectly framed, surprisingly well-composed selfie. The monkey, its photographic masterpiece complete, dropped the camera back onto the tripod and scampered back into the trees, leaving the photographer speechless with amazement. The photographer, still chuckling, retrieves his camera and checks the images. He shakes his head in disbelief, marveling at the monkey's accidental artistry. A reminder, perhaps, that even in the most unexpected circumstances, a little bit of luck and a lot of curiosity can lead to extraordinary results, and that sometimes the best photographers in the forest walk on four legs. Chapter 4. High in the Himalayas, amidst the towering peaks and icy glaciers, lives a creature of myth and legend, the snow leopard. Elusive, solitary, and perfectly camouflaged, the snow leopard is a rare and precious sight, a phantom of the high mountains. But for one lucky photographer, a chance encounter with this elusive feline would become the experience of a lifetime. The photographer, a specialist in tracking rare and endangered species, had spent weeks in these harsh conditions, hoping for even a fleeting glimpse of the snow leopard. He had set up camera traps in strategic locations, hoping to capture the animal's nocturnal movements. Days turned into weeks, and the photographer patiently checked his camera traps, his hope dwindling with each passing hour. But then one evening, as he reviewed the footage, he saw something that made his heart skip a beat. The snow leopard, its thick fur blending seamlessly with the rocky terrain, walks directly towards the camera. It stops just a few feet away and sits down, its piercing blue eyes staring directly into the lens. It holds the pose, as if aware of its audience. The snow leopard, for reasons unknown, seemed drawn to the camera. It sat there for several minutes, its gaze unwavering, allowing the camera to capture its every detail. A rare and intimate encounter, captured for the world to see. A reminder of the beauty and mystery that still exists in the wild, and the importance of protecting these creatures and their fragile habitats. Chapter 5. Our final journey takes us back to the African savanna, but this time we take to the skies. Drones have revolutionized wildlife photography, offering breathtaking aerial perspectives of animals in their natural habitat. But as we've seen throughout our journey, animals have a way of reminding us that they too have a say in how their stories are told. The photographer, eager to capture the majesty of these gentle giants, had launched his drone, its camera capturing breathtaking footage of the elephants below. But high above, something unexpected was about to unfold. The elephant, perhaps mistaking the drone for a strange bird or a pesky insect, decided to investigate. With surprising speed and agility, she moved towards the drone, her trunk raised high. The photographer, watching in disbelief as his drone plummeted from the sky, feared the worst. But as he approached the crash site, he realized that the elephant had shown remarkable restraint. A gentle reminder, perhaps, that even with all our technology, we are still guests in the natural world, and that sometimes the best stories are the ones we don't plan, the ones that unfold when we least expect them. From the heart of the African savanna to the frozen peaks of the Himalayas, we've witnessed the unexpected, the humorous, and the awe-inspiring. These aren't just funny moments, they're powerful reminders that animals aren't props, they're people in their own way. Curious, bold, sometimes hilarious, always wild. If you loved this glimpse into the unexpected moments behind the lens, subscribe and hit the bell for more wild stories from Earth's front lines. Because out here, the best shots are the ones you never planned.